Hello, Narnach here. Welcome back to Path of Exile. We're playing in the Biz League as a Volatile Dead Inquisitor. And today we are running around in Act 7, going after Maligaro. Ooh, hello there, Elreal. Okay, let's see what do we do here. Defend the relic. I think I can do that. For this build, that's definitely the easiest. Just get a couple of volcanoes up in the area, and after that, a Volatile Dead will murder everything that is even thinking of getting close. Enemies? I need more enemies. I think this strategy is properly called overkill. Oh well. Overkill is the best kind of kill. I almost feel sorry for the enemies. Will we see an Archon of sorts? I don't think so. I don't think there's enough time. Nope. Cool. Oh, that was rather easy. Well, to be fair, it's a 51 area, I'm 57 now. In between episodes I cleared out a couple of location-bound prophecies. So for the Regal Death I had to kill a king or queen. So the closest king to us is the Brine King, so I went back there. And did a couple of other things like that. Just going back to the Southern Forest for the Verdant Echo monsters for yet another chain. So I gained a level in the process and a nice chunk of currency as well, which is always good. I've been trying to roll a Stipnite Flask of warding so I can put curse removal up on a flask that is easy to recharge and that has a decent duration, but so far it's cost me a decent number of alteration orbs and it has not yielded the flask I want. So that's a little unfortunate. Hello there, Silk. Right. So, open the map. Find Black Venom. Good thing is we have Maligaro's map, so we can activate it and jump in here. A little bit of a nightmare country. It's a 52 area, so there's that. I'm only 5 levels ahead. Oh, and there's going to be undead in the area courtesy of one of my prophecies. Okay, it's either left or right. I'm on the right side, so we'll just see whether this is the way ahead. Thank you. I mean, this is why I do like prophecies. Because then you just randomly kill something and you get rewarded with great riches. Oh, and having some extra groups of undead on your map is not a bad thing to have either. The backtracking ones though, not a big fan. But well, you do get some nice rewards from them, so that does make it worth it sometimes. Oh, I see an abyss up ahead. Okay, trigger it and it backtracks. Wonderful. That's actually not a bad one. Well done. If it goes back into mostly cleared areas, then of course it is the safest variation. And also there's gonna be some Cloak of Flames, I think. Hello there, you look a little angry. You now look a little dead. Let's just blow you up quite a bit. Wonderful. And our reward is rising from the floor. Skill point, that is more life. It's kind of nice once you make it to the Sign Life world, and for the next 7 or so levels you don't really have to think about it anymore. On weapon switch I'm leveling up the Volatile Dead I found with some quality on it. It only increases the area, the effect or radius of the area of effect by, looks like 0.5% per quality, so 10% at 20% quality. So it's not that big a deal, it just has a slightly larger impact radius. Still, it's nice to have. Oh, something has been ghost touch here. So, let's take out the ghost. And you, since you're just a bit of a not quite so innocent bystander. There's a passage there. Let's double check that it is indeed just backtracking. You never quite know in some areas. So just going back through the Southern Forest, the Act 6 version of the Southern Forest, I never realized it was that large. I seem to remember it as being smaller and more linear, rather than multiple islands connected together. Hello. A bit like this, but it actually has had quite a number of segments the last time I went through. It's the Act 2 version is much more straightforward, since it's just effectively a linear map. Thank you. Okay, they might be throwing electric balls at me, but I don't really care too much. I mean, in small quantities, most damage is ignorable. It's only the larger quantities of damage that, or when they start to stack up especially, is where things get tricky. Strongbox, 2 additional sockets, I like it. And that one was slightly less prepared than I should have, but worked out. And that's the trick of how you turn 1 orb of transmutation into 7 jewelous orbs by trading it in for profit. I like it. Okay, large group of enemies and another abyss up in the north. Especially the areas with more dense groups or large groups, densely packed groups of weaker enemies. Volatile Dead really shines here. Okay, let's take this moment to first clear all the surrounding mobs before diving in. Okay, abyss, and it goes left. That is towards a cleared area, so I'm actually happy with that. Okay, it is fleeing up. And again, just more damage than you can shake a stick at. Abyss moves left, so we can just charge after it. Decoy, Decoy, I think I tried casting it in the pit, that is not all that useful. Decoy, it still helps to not get hit if things are attacking the decoy instead of me. And there is another trophy. Wonderful. Ashrand, okay, nice. So we get a Cloak of Flames and an Ashrand on the same map. Two low level uniques. Fire resist, ignite duration on enemies, chance to ignite, fire reflect, and physical damage taken as fire damage. That's actually a nice form of damage mitigation, unless you have more than 75% physical damage reduction. Most of the time you don't. That's pretty decent. Technically there are enough squares around here, but I don't think I can Tetris my... Actually, I can't Tetris my way out of this. Inventory Tetris. It is the minigame that a lot of games have. So we do have multiple portals here, but we should be fine. This is like a less efficient version of mapping. And Ashrand, level 10 added fire. Downside of added fire is of course that it adds fire damage based on your physical damage. And this build is not doing any physical damage, so there's not a lot of damage to add/convert. Just pop back into the next portal and continue. And then, well, the way leads back towards where we came from. Which is here. Ooh. Chromatic. Okay, that's clear. Then the way forward is here. Ooh, more purple. It's nice putting some cremations in bottlenecks. Prevents them from charging you. Because they'll burn in the fire if they try. Nope. Realistically, we don't really need it for most enemies. Cool. Killed all the purple undead. Okay. Feels like we ought to be getting close to where Maligaro himself is hiding now. And exactly on cue, there's Maligaro's workshop. And so, let's do this. Just put down the distractions and then let's go. Curse you. He's a more mobile foe. I can be mobile. I can be. Not always am, but... So, looks like this lightning attacks have a purple MTX just to fit in with Maligaro. Okay, then we get your other friend. Is Otto. Okay, Decoy Totem definitely doing its job to decoy. I mean, Fidelitas is completely enamored. And, well, you're not really doing all that great there, Maligaro. And you're gone. Shield charge, I don't think I really care much about doing more damage with it, so I might as well just leave it as a low level one. I mean, there's no attack speed bonus, right? Let's actually double check if we level this. Does this go from 75 to something more? No, it's not. It's probably going to be the damage increase then. In that case, I don't really care. I mean, all it does is then add more strength dependency, which is something I can do without. So, Maligaro has been absorbed. Then... well, portal time. Have a chat with Silk. We get the obsidian key, so we follow the waypoint direction. But first, let's have a chat with Helena. Helena. Everybody wants to talk to me. Okay, so hybrid boots are the one we use, so hybrid boots are the one we choose, and that actually rhymes. Unintended, but fun. A little bit of movement speed, but my current one also have pretty rubbish movement speed. 68 to life, that is 68 more than what my old ones have, and a bit of resistance. So this is a potential upgrade. Let's just keep that one aside. And everything else just goes into the box for a later evaluation. So back to the Chamber of Sins, and then we have a trial to do. But first, there is an abyss here. That needs to be cleansed. Another nice bottleneck for cremation. Yeah, you're not really doing much there, buddy. Okay, they are standing next to a shrine that I think I'd like to have. Yes, please. I might as well just pick up the currency. And there is a Abyssal Depths here. Okay. Wasn't quite the plan, but, well, if the game gives you Abyssal Depths, you go into the Abyssal Depths. There's no way of going around that. It's a bit of a waste of the shrine, but then again, that often happens with shrines in my experience. Shrines get wasted. They often just pop up next to exits and under undesirable locations like that. Putting a bunch of corpses underneath your feet when there were more than enough just behind me is probably a little gratuitous, but well, that's alright. Hello there. Whatever you are. Monsters is the closest I can get. Horrors, maybe? Not even quite sure what kind of monster you are. That one, though. That's the one, the universal constant. They are abyssal monsters. I would be very happy once we clear the cruel labyrinth to get the mana regen while we're standing in the Consecrated Ground. Since that means the blue orb is going to remain mostly full. Oh. And my energy shield is going to be a little bit more resilient as well. But that's already... it's alright. Oftentimes I take about 500 or so points of damage and then energy shield just remains there for a little bit and then it recharges back to full. I'm doing a good job of just keeping monsters away from my life for the time being. Hello there. Yeah, you look like you want to be cursed. Yes. See. Also, let's not pick up the very large items. Oh wow, you are a little hasty. Let's bring you down to a quick death. And a dead end, of course. Less monsters than I had expected. Ooh. Yellow. Dead yellow. Some blues. Cremation actually dropped in the wild. Fun thing, already have it though. You... okay, the Decoy Totem should do its good job of just luring you away from myself. I wonder if them being that stealthy, if that is a phase run of something. That they truly are just not there until they decide to attack me and now also get the phase run bonus. Or phase run, phase strike? Yeah, phase run I think is the thing. Of course, getting the bonus means that they do extra damage on their first strike. It's like a bit like backstabs and things like that in Dungeons and Dragons type settings. I think I'll just do a quick emptying of pockets. Yeah, I'm slowly getting to the point where a lot of loot is dropping. And well, the yield from even just a single run, no single episode, could be like 10 or so orbs of alteration, which is a fairly nice one. Allows you to craft some stuff for try to roll some flasks. Okay. Okay, let's turn as many corpses into orbs. And keep the bonuses that I have up. Shield charging into enemies. So important here to keep a good eye out for my mana. Because my mana runs out, then I can't cast things, and of course then the mana won't take damage away from my health anymore. Or prevent my health from taking damage. Thanks to Mind Over Matter. But it's all good, it's all good. Okay, that's it. Center room, waypoint, follow the line towards the next area, which is conveniently here. That's nice and purple. I guess that was the shield protecting it. But of course we had the key. Prophecy triggers, fire from the sky. So we get more item rarity and quantity here.
Orb of fusing. Orb of fusing.
Okay, that's nice. Drop somewhere. No idea where though, but that's the one downside of heat-seeking missiles. They'll just drop somewhere. They drop before me. Would be convenient. It's also why I do like the voice announcer for that you can set up for specific drops. So if you get something nice, then at least you can look for exactly where it dropped. It should have been relatively close. Okay, that's odd. It's still somewhere around here. Ignite you. Sure, and then 3 additional rares. Okay, cool. Okay. Actually, should be there. And then blow up everything. And get my rares. Ooh. A tiger sword. Tigers not included. What is this one? Terminus Est. Gain a frenzy charge on critical strike. That's pretty neat. Mana on kill, increase movement speed, crit chance, attack speed, physical damage. It's a fair chunk of damage. But of course, not really that useful for a spellcaster build like what I'm playing. Okay, was it back here then? Or very, very far out of the way. Where is my fuse? Oh. Monsters standing in tempests as they get killed. Could be anywhere on the map then, I suspect. That is interesting, to say the least. Okay, 1 Haku, 1 trial. Okay, so for the Haku mission, I just want to go move only, so you don't accidentally drop your spirit. Well, that's okay. I must say, I'm getting used to using the shield charge as a movement skill for this build. Works out rather well. And getting the fortify as an additional layer of defense is just nice. Technically this could contain abysses, but I don't think master missions ever actually spawn the leak mechanics. Okay, and then yeah, completely filled up. Good thing is I have 2 quicksilver flasks. That means we can get out of here pretty darn quickly. And there we are. Done. And Haku is instantly very happy. And this one goes back to the charge. Okay. There's also a chance that the fuses actually dropped in lab here because some skeletons got skewered on something. Okay. Nope. Okay, that's the way back. This is the way forward. Locked door, that's probably going to be the way forward as well. Da 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 da. And there. Cremate all the things. And one of these guys is making his bodies immortal, but I don't think he's out there anymore. And these are all 3 trials for Act 7 completed. Or 6 and 7, so we can now do the Cruel Labyrinth. Let's see, how far are we in? 27 minutes, okay, so. Probably a good time to work towards an ending for this, but there is an exit and a waypoint at one of the edges here. All we have to do is find it. So it feels like they did change the layout of areas. Yeah, exactly. Because normally you approach this from a tunnel connected roughly here. And now we have to go through past another direction. It is nice though that they keep iterating on some of the campaign maps. Even after it has been released. Just to randomize things a little bit more, just to make it a little bit more interesting. Okay, there is a abyss there. And corpses, decoy, volcano, trigger. Okay, and then we just rush through. Oh, hello there, big guy. Okay. It goes off here, then we follow, of course. Always keep the decoy up. Probably a little further away from myself than what I've been doing here. And another one completed. Stage advice. Minion resistance. At some point it might be useful to attach that to the Decoy Totem, I suspect. So I don't think totems, they don't get max resist by default. On the other hand, no, the support sockets are pretty tight in this build so far. So finding the space for it is probably going to be the bigger challenge. But I can imagine once you're doing maps and Or maybe if the abysses get even more silly, then it might be something to consider if your Decoy Totem is just not able to stay alive long enough to be useful. Because right now, Decoy Totem, Flammability both have increased duration as well as Arcane Surge. So replacing the duration with a minion resist, for example, would make Decoy Totem a little tankier. So something to keep in mind. But with that, we've made some pretty good progress. We cleared both of the trials here, so I think, especially looking here, we're 15.8 now. If we start on the lab, we're going to be 59 at least by the time we get to probably even the first encounter with the Zaro. And that puts us 4 levels ahead, so I think that's going to be worth it. And as I said, we are going to go into the lab for a little bit of elemental damage, but Pious Path here is the main winner. Mana regen, energy shield regen, and increased cast speed while on Consecrated Ground. And immunity to elemental ailments is going to be pretty neat, and especially especially the more intense fights, there are Consecrated Grounds all over the place. Every time you get hit, there's a 30% chance you spawn one underneath your feet. So when it matters, you'll have it. And in those situations, your mana is gonna be much more sturdy. And the energy shield regen should help keeping things a little alive. No, it's not gonna be a lot. It's 6%. That's 36 energy shield per second, but the little bits do stack up. But with that, I'm gonna thank you very much for watching, and I hope to see you again next episode. Bye bye.